What up, Influxers? Today I want to talk about something different, and I think this is the most important video I did in a while, maybe ever. And that is, what is the vision for myself as a designer, and actually my vision for you as designers or as people trying to be more valuable in this world and trying to succeed. And to do that, I want to share a story with you, a story where I was 6 or 7 years ago and that led me to where I am today. So around 7 years ago, I was just out of design school and I had my first job at a design agency, a branding agency. I wasn't making much money. I was making maybe, I don't know, $1,500 per month or $18K yearly. That wasn't much. It was a beginner's designer salary. And the salary actually wasn't what really bothered me. I mean, I loved my job. I loved working on branding projects. I was working on super nice and awesome branding project. But what I was super frustrated about was the fact that I didn't have any control. I used to work like 2, 3, 4 times a week until 2 a.m. in the morning. And I was so frustrated that even though I thought that this is not a great way to work and it's not sustainable, I was still an employee. I couldn't convince my boss that even though I liked him and we still have a good relationship, he was like, no, this is the way that it has to be in order to do a good job. This is what you have to do. And I was working every day. I mean, at that time, my wife was making more money than I am because she was a manager, at an advertising agency, and I was just a beginning designer. I was wanting to start a family with her, but how can I start a family where I'm working like 2 a.m. almost every day of the week, not making much money? I can't grow because you don't have time to do anything. I was so frustrated, and it was hard, doing what you love, but still being so frustrated at where you are at that moment in life. And so I really didn't know what to do. So the first thing that I started doing was I said, hey, I want to try and write a blog. I didn't know why. I didn't know how to write. I didn't know anything, but I thought maybe this could be an outlet to share some of my thinking. So I got started writing a blog in Hebrew. I woke up Saturday morning really early before my wife, woke up, so I wouldn't waste our precious time together, and dedicate 1-2 hours on my weekend to start writing a blog. Well, at the beginning, I used to write like really badly because I didn't know anything about writing, didn't have any traction at all. But I got engaged. I got into doing this and I wanted to be better at it. So I started learning, reading articles about how to write better articles, how to grow your blog and stuff like that. Trying to, take courses on copywriting and stuff like that. And over some time, after week after week, months after months, it actually started getting better, and I started getting some traction on Facebook, and people in the design community started to get to know me. But the most important thing that happened, people started looking at me differently at work because, I wasn't only the designer, I was also the designer who writes. And so they knew what I think. They knew that I have more capabilities. That kind of thinking got me on the strategy, meetings, because they saw that I had interesting thoughts in my head and I can also well articulate them. And, I had more skills than other people, and I kind of became, in a way, a favorite in the office. And then another thing happened. At the time, I used to create videos, just using my iPhone. When I went on vacation, I would shoot and then just, over the weekend edit them with music. I wasn't into I didn't have fancy camera gear and stuff like that. But my boss saw those videos that I'm doing on my, side projects just of my vacation. He was like, hey, you know how to shoot and edit videos yourself? Those videos look pretty cool. How about you do this for a presentation that we have with a client? How about we do a video? You usually only show our designs. Let's do a video. That'll be pretty cool. And so I did that, and it was, they paid for camera gear, and I did everything myself because I already knew how to shoot and edit. And again, that gave me, a sense, more prestige at the office because I could be the designer who can write and shoot videos. Nobody else could do that. And they started to act, treating me differently. I got a raise. I was starting to feel better, and I felt like I found something. I felt like I can now understand that if I learn and get more skills as designers, that's probably going to be the way for me to grow and be more successful. So I really started to invest in it, taking courses on lynda.com and reading stuff on the internet as much as I can. And it really helped me to succeed within the company. And then I got a job opportunity at a startup which offered me basically like double what I was making. So that was a huge opportunity and growth for me. And I was like, yeah, I'm so frustrated working to 2 a.m. every night. I wanted to take that opportunity at a startup job. So I went there, started working, obviously was excited to begin with, working on new projects, making more money. But really, relatively quickly, I was frustrated again by the same problems, by the fact that I don't have control over my time. I have to work the way that they're working on. I don't have strategic control over the project that I was working in. So again, I was frustrated. But over there, I saw one of the developers, he developed an app for himself and he was starting to make money on the side. I was like, oh my God, you can develop apps and make money? I want to learn how to develop apps, but I don't know how to develop. So I took a course on, iPhone development, and I developed my own app, which is called Muse. It was kind of a daily quotes app on the iPhone. And, just learning that, again, people at the office started to look at me differently. He's not just a designer. He can code. He can speak in our language, and started to treat me better and started to look at me like, oh my God, he's a full stack designer. Eventually, again, being frustrated, I was like, I want to control everything. So I, left the company to start freelancing and have more control over my time, over my, the project that I get to work on. And so during those 7 years that passed, and I've now been freelancing for 4 years, I think 4 or 5 years full-time freelancing, I've actually grown how much money I make even more than 10 times what I made like 7 years ago. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this because I realized something that is super, super important. And the money is actually not even the point. The point is how the people I work with perceive me. They don't just see me as a designer anymore. I am now a partner. I am now, a business person that can think just like they think. And they actually see me as a full stack designer. And that is why I'm so passionate about, trying to share with you on this YouTube channel. And that's the reason why I've started the new school and Prospero and everything around, trying to share with you how important I feel it is to learn more skills as designers, trying to master the business side, trying to master, how development works, trying to master sales, trying to master, copywriting, all the other things that will make you so much more valuable to the people that you work with. That, I think, is the vision. I think we no longer work in a world that you can just be one thing. You can just be a designer, a developer, or as something. No, we are now in a world where you have to be a lot of things. You have to make a connection over those things that you can bring 10 times more value than other people, because doing just one thing is not enough anymore. And might be sad, or might be, kind of puts you in stress that you always have to learn the next thing, because I don't know what's going to be the important skill in 2 years from now. I always have to be on the constant learning, checking out what's new, trying to learn myself. This year is the year that I invested most time, money, resources into growth, into learning new skills, and I can already see how that's just like pushing my trajectory of success in terms of what I care about, which is free time to be with my family, with the people that I care for, so I can sleep, so I can focus on more things, make money so I can have security for my family, and also enjoy my life in a sense, and choose the project that I work with. So to conclude, my vision and the reason that I'm doing this YouTube channel is to promote the idea and the belief that you have to be a full stack designer. This is, I think personally, this is the most important thing that you have to grasp and push yourself in order to succeed. And I really hope that you'll join me on this journey, because it has transformed my life, and I believe it can transform the lives of many other people, including you. So I'm glad to have you with me here on this channel, and enjoy the ride. Have an awesome day. I'll catch you tomorrow.